I keep my goals to myself, cause whenever I share it with folks, they get a look upon their face and their memory floats to a time where their goals and the stars ain't...
What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. We're going to get into Saturday night's main event from January the 24th, 2026. This was an okay show for the most part. This was one of the stronger Saturday night's main events that we've gotten in quite some time. Most of them from last year were very boring and not all that exciting. But for this one, for the first one of the new year, they actually did pretty okay here. I wasn't bored with anything. Clearly, the match of the night was the match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. That was match of the night. Them giving us 3 matches is fine. It makes sense, but I kind of wish that Triple H would get out of trying to always do the same format of like 3 to 4 matches or 5 matches. I feel like this show could have easily used at least 5 matches on here. You could have done 5 matches. But that's just me nitpicking. But we've got to get out of the habit of always just trying to make everything like, you know, NXT Black and Gold. And that's one of my biggest gripes with Triple H, is that he has tried to make the main roster NXT Black and Gold. Look, that era is long gone, and it's not needed anymore, right? So that needs to end. We know it's not going to end, but it does need to end at some point. You know, just us getting 3 matches on the show, it's kind of unacceptable, but we knew that we weren't going to get a winner between Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. We knew that wasn't going to even happen. So I'm glad I'm glad they did what they did there on that. So we kicked the show off with Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu, he gets an entrance. Cody gets an entrance briefly, but when he steps into the ring, Jacob Fatu goes ham, starts beating the shit out of Cody. They knock down the ref, Charles Patterson. They knocked him down. Then referees and security came out to try to break it up, and Cody and Jacob Fatu proceeded to have about a good 10-minute brawl, which was great. So they fought in the crowd, they fought in the hallways and stuff. They fought in the concession stands. They ended up beating up a security guard there, putting him through a table. Jacob Fatu. They came back into the arena. They fought in the crowd. Nick Aldis was there. He was pissed off. Jacob Fatu called Cody Rhodes a punk ass bitch, which was hilarious. I love that. That was great. So then they briefly double teamed and took out a security guard, put him through the production truck, which was awesome. So Drew McIntyre showed up. He beat up both Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. He ended up throwing Jacob Fatu off of the production crate, and he ended up doing a badass jackknife powerbomb through the table, taking out Cody Rhodes, which was great. So that was great. I love that. This actually makes sense. So I do like that. This was a really good way to kind of have a really good out for the match. We all knew that Cody and Jacob Fatu, neither of them could afford a loss here, so this was the best option that they had, and I'm glad they pulled the trigger on that. But this begs the question, what is on the horizon for WrestleMania night 1 and night 2? What are going to be the main events of those shows? Are we really going to do Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu triple threat. And I don't like that because I'm not a fan of triple threats or fatal four ways. I'm not a fan of that. That's lazy booking. So as of right now, I can't give you guys a concrete answer, and I hate that. It's just Triple H should have really booked things in advance, and we really should have known what the WrestleMania event was back in November. So basically, 2 months ago, we should have known, right? And that's not good. That's not good. Shit is not good. But it is what it is, man. I mean, I don't know what they could do. I don't even know who's gonna win the Royal Rumble for the men or the women. I have no idea who's gonna win. Don't know. And the Rumble is next weekend. It's next Saturday. So I have no idea. But this was a pretty good way to start off the show. So that's fine there. Kathy Kelly, she wanted to get some answers from Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre says he has a message. That was a message for the entire locker room. That's what happened to anyone who tries to cross him. And then that was it. Okay, that's fine there. Moving on, this leads us into the first match of the night officially, which was Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Rio. They defeated the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. This match was actually pretty okay. This felt like something we would have saw for like a Raw main event, really, if we're being honest. So towards the end of the match, Raquel Rodriguez, she showed up. She pulled out the referee to stop the 3 count. Then Stephanie Vaquer showed up. She got a massive reaction. The two of them started brawling and stuff. Liv Morgan ended up getting the Oblivion in the match. But Rhea, she hit that on Io. Then Rhea tagged herself in before that. And she ended up winning the match via the Riptide. So that makes sense. What do you do with Liv Morgan? I don't want to see Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley cross paths for a while. We got to get her away from Rhea. So I don't know. I really couldn't tell you on that end. But this match was okay. So this sets up Julia and Kiana James. That sets them up. They're gonna have a title shot next. Whenever that could be, it could be on a random episode of SmackDown, which I would probably expect. Whatever, I guess. I mean, again, the match was fine. Stephanie Vaquer is back. She thankfully is not injured, so that was probably just an angle. So I guess it's fine. They need to go ahead and do Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez and kind of get that out the way. You don't want to do it at the Rumble. You don't want to do it on a random Brawl. I guess you could do it in Chicago for the Elimination Chamber, but the Elimination Chamber, I believe, is in late February. That's really kind of late. You want to still continue that story, though, to last that long, right? So I don't know. Like, if Stephanie Vaquer is really legitimately injured, they need to take the title off of her immediately so that way she can take some time off, get checked out. If she has to have surgery, get surgery, be gone for 3-4 months, better come back maybe around after Mania, and, do what you can. But only time will tell. But Stephanie Vaquer being back is great. She got a really good reaction. So, good stuff there. Moving on from that, this leads us into the match of the night. AJ Styles defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. This was great. AJ wore a mask, which was reminiscent of what he wore in New Japan back in 2016 when he was fighting Nakamura then for the IWGP IC title at Wrestle Kingdom 10. So that was great. But this match here was fantastic. This was a fucking awesome match. So Styles ended up getting Nakamura in the calf crusher. He locked that shit in tight. He held it in for a good 3-4 minutes, and Nakamura didn't tap out. He was able to get to the ropes. The match was hard hitting. Styles, Nakamura, he sold the knee very, very well. He sold the knee well. He ended up trying to do the Kinshasa a couple times in the match. His knee buckled. So, he sold it very well. The finish came when when Styles hit the Styles Clash, followed by the Phenomenal Forearm he hit the Phenomenal Forearm, followed by the Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3. This was a really, really good match. Both guys beat the shit out of each other. This was one of the best matches that Nakamura has wrestled in, I'd say, the past 3 years. Because Nakamura has not been doing his best wrestling lately. But on this night, he made up for all that. Because dude went to fucking war with Styles. This was a phenomenal match. It truly was. Post-match, both guys embraced. Now, I don't think AJ is going to lose to Gunther. I just don't see that happening. I don't see AJ Styles retiring in Saudi Arabia at the Royal Rumble. I don't see that. I do, however, see him doing a third and final match with Gunther, probably at the Chamber, which makes sense. So maybe they do a match where Styles does, loser has to leave, loser leaves WWE or something like that or whatever, something. But AJ Styles needs to win against Gunther at the Rumble. To me, it just wouldn't make any sense, because I think Gunther's next path is Brock Lesnar. We know Gunther's not winning the Rumble next weekend at all. So I'm pretty sure maybe they'll do something where maybe Lesnar shows up at the Rumble, which he will. He eliminates Gunther, and at Mania we get Gunther Lesnar. It wouldn't matter which night, because that would be kind of a marquee match. Have them done maybe about a good, since it is Brock, maybe a good 10 minutes, maybe 12, because there's no way in fucking hell we're going to see Brock Lesnar go with Gunther 20 minutes or even 15 minutes. You can forget that shit. It's not going to happen. But this was a very, very good match. I'm proud of both guys. Nakamura looked great here. He looked really, really good in this match. Same thing with AJ. AJ still has it. He still has it. Moving on from that, this leads us into the main event of the evening, Fatal 4-Way. Sami Zayn defeats Damian Priest, Trick Williams, Randy Orton. He is now the new #1 contender. He'll face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble, which that was a no-brainer. We all knew that was going to happen anyway. This was an okay match. This felt like a TV main event, if we're being honest. Orton did usual Orton things, basically. Trick and Damian Priest took all the bumps in this match, basically. Orton was able to, towards the end of the match, end up doing his patented back suplex to all three guys. He did a couple to Sami Zayn, a couple to Trick, and a couple to Damian Priest. The finish came when Randy hit an RKO on to Damian Priest. He hit an RKO on Trick Williams out of nowhere. No, my bad. I'm sorry. So, Randy Orton hit Sami Zayn with an RKO. Then Randy Orton was thrown out of the ring by Trick Williams. And that happened in the middle of the match. I apologize about that. It happened in the middle of the match. So, my bad. So, the finish actually came when Sami Zayn hit Damian Priest with a haluva kick. And that's how Sami Zayn wins. This is fine. Post-match, Drew McIntyre comes out. He tries to attack Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn fights him off, and then Pyro goes off, and then that was it. So this is fine. Again, this was predictable. We all knew that this was going to happen anyway. So all in all, this was an okay show for the most part. This was a pretty strong Saturday Night's Main Event. However, I do think that Saturday Night's Main Event, even though we get 4 of them a year, I don't think we need to have one in January. I feel like we should have got the next one in either February or March. That's just me, but it is what it is. But overall, this show was okay for the most part. I like the brawl between Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. That was really good. That was really done. That gave them a lot of time. I was the only out for that match because we're not getting that for a while. And I don't know when you do Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, to be honest. That match to me is a WrestleMania worthy match, especially if you build it right. So, there's that. The tag title stuff is tag title stuff for the women. It is what it is. Who cares? Styles and Nakamura match of the night and Sami Zayn winning was, we all knew that was going to happen anyway. But all in all, this was okay. This was an okay show for the most part. It truly was. My only issue is, again, there should have been more matches on this show. I get it. You want to do 2 hours, but you can still tack on 5 matches in 2 hours. Maybe even a 6th match. But what did you guys think of Saturday Night's Main Event? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.